Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, super quick video for you here about how to play the drums for Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars, of course. This video kind of assumes you're fairly near the beginning of playing the drums and you just want to jam with the tune. So it's not going to feature all the nuances, it's not going to feature or every little drum fill, every little detail, just the basic core grooves to get you jamming along. Just to be clear, this isn't any of the versions that you see in drum grades. There's a good arrangement of this in Trinity Rock and Pop Drums Grade 1. This isn't that, this is just, again, assuming that you're very near the start of playing the drums, beginner, Grade 1, maybe Grade 2 level, and you just want to jam along with this, just the core beats, all right? Cool, so the big thing with this is it's a 4 on the floor. Classic party drum beat when it's funk time, pop time, R&B, even rock time. 4 on the floor is a winner. On the kick drum, on the bass drum, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Absolute classic, and take it to the bank groove. That's it, man. Just take that to the bank, cash it in there, and then that's the one. Now, most of the tune that keeps going all the way through. When the verse kicks in, the main groove is what we call a straight 8s feel, this type of thing. Which hopefully, if you've been playing the drums for a little while, you'll be all right with. 8th notes on the hi-hat, snare drum on 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and the kick drum just plays 4 on the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for a lot of the tune, that will get you a really long way, honestly. If you've not done 4 on the floor specifically before, as in playing 1, 2, 3, 4, you might find if you're very near the beginning of playing the drums, playing the kick and the snare at the same time just might take a little bit of working out. But that's cool, just build it up, take your time. If you just play the groove like that, it'll work great for a lot of the song. On the full version there is an open hi-hat, one of those, which honestly, when you're first jamming along with the tune just for fun, is probably optional. It's quite nice to play it and sound authentic, but it's not the end of the world. That comes in on the very last beat, the last 8th note, on the and of beat 4, every 2 bars. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and so on like that, but again, optional when you first start playing, I reckon. On the bit, which I guess is the chorus, the girls hit your hallelujah bit, it just goes to the kick drum. That's it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just after that, you've then got the Uptown Funk's Gonna Give It To You bit, which is the big build-up. That just goes on the snare drum. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And there's a big stop on the 4th bar, beat 1. The kick drum here keeps going, 4 on the floor all the way. If you really want to go nuts, when the groove comes back in, when the sort of horn bit comes in, after that you've got a flam on the snare drum, and then straight afterwards a kick. Again, optional moments, you can just do the flam, bomb, but it's the full thing there. So I'll just do a little bit of that section. I'll go from girls hit your hallelujah, so alright, and then the build the uppy bit comes in. 3. And then you're back to your regular driving straight 8s feel, 4 on the floor after that. That will cover you for most of the song. I mean, that, as I say, the big 4 on the floor groove just keeps going, keeps going. The big build-up happens a couple of times, I guess. You'll know from hearing the song where that's going to happen. Again, I'm assuming you're not going to work from sheet music on this one, you're just going to jam along. I suppose there's 2 other main features. One is the bit that goes. So a really iconic moment in the song, I suppose. So we'll have a little look at that. That goes 1 and 2 and. So you start that off as if it's just going to be another repeat of the basic 4 on the floor groove. You hit the crash on 3, and then you play 6 snare drum notes, which I think most drummers would play as a single stroke roll on ander 4E ander. They're semiquavers or 16th notes. So that bar goes. again, that all the time, that kick drum drumming along on the beat, take it to the rank. No messing about here with the kick drum. And I always think it's probably my favourite groove in the world. I do so many gigs where I play at parties, I play at weddings, you know, sleazy corporate gigs, like military functions. That's all over the place when it's party time. And there's one groove above all else that just keeps everybody happy, keeps everybody dancing, that you absolutely cannot go wrong with. On the floor is the thing, man, so don't deviate from that at all. Just keep that happening. That's a winner. Cool. So once you go into, I guess it's the bridge bit where that horn lick comes in. Here we go. Hopefully by hearing the song a few times you get a feel for where that moment happens. Then it'll just loop round and round. There is another bit at the end of that section that goes. It's quite fun. Again, you'll hear it on the music. A big flam, as in a sort of double-handed hit, one quiet, one loud, on the snare. 4 of those. I'll tell you what I'll do one time. I'll play from Girls Hit Your Hallelujah, if you know that bit. And so on. Then the build-uppy bit. Little horn lick. Little roll. Hopefully that's all making a bit of sense. That's quite a lot of detail. It's not even necessary to play all of that when you're first jamming along, but that's quite nice to know about, isn't it? I suppose the other main bit that isn't just more of that stuff just going round and round, or little stops and stuff that you can hear with a few repetitions of the track, is the outro, the last bit, the Uptown Funk You Up bit. The big thing with this is the ride cymbal changes slightly from the pattern the hi-hat was playing. The hi-hat was just playing straight 8s all the way. Now, the ride cymbal here on the outro plays. On the original, the full version, it actually plays on the offbeat, on the ands, right? The kick and the snare keep going 1, 2, 3, 4. The ride plays on the ands. Now, I think when you're starting off on the drums and you just want to jam with the tune, there are sort of levels you can do this at. Now the first level would just be, and it would work fine honestly, take what you're playing on the hi-hat and just play it on the ride. So if you want to just get playing with the music, that's fine. That would give you... Nothing wrong with that at all, that would work fine. To get a bit more of the feel of the original, it would be cool just to play the ride on the ands. So again, 1 and 2 and 3 probably, again, if you're a sort of beginner, would just take a bit of programming in, really. You just talk yourself through the combinations, and this is a great sort of skill to start getting your head around if you're just picking up drumsticks for the first time. This is a great skill, I think, to develop, which is that ability to just guide your hands and your feet through the pattern that you're trying to play. So what an amazing lesson to learn, I think, when you're starting off on drums is you're not going to, and nobody, including the best drummer in the world, is going to be able to play every pattern that they need to play instinctively straight away. It just doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, we're not built like that. Maybe one day when you can just download stuff into your head quite soon, but not at the minute. We have to sort of still learn it. So just go slow, man. Just program it in. So kick drum on its own, ride cymbal, kick and snare, ride cymbal, kick drum, ride cymbal, kick and snare, ride cymbal. out, that'll give you. That'll give you a nice little authentic feel of the original. There are actually some other notes on the snare as well in the end. Loads of fun to play, but I think that goes a little bit beyond the scope of just this video. There's a few drum fills and stuff at the end which we'll whiz by for now, but I think it would be really fun to hit the last bit of all because it ends in a very distinctive and definite way here. It doesn't fade out. I like it when songs actually end. I'm not a big fan of fade outs, honestly. So it ends by going. That could be really fun to hit, couldn't it? So say that you're grooving along. Be a ton of fun. I'm going to just run that a few times, like the last 3 bars of drum groove and then that finish, just a couple of times. Alright, one for luck. 1, 2, 4, last bit, one time. Okay, you can even take that and stick it on a loop a little bit. And just wrap your head around that a little bit and get a feel for it. So again, this is just the very basics of the tune, just to recap. When the main groove comes in, it's a 4 on the floor, straight 8s type of beat. Optional open hi-hat on the and of beat 4 on the second bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Loads and loads of that. Girls, hit your hallelujah. Build it up a bit. Normal groove. Lots of them. That's a normal. So on like that. There are little stops, little starts, which you'll hear. Listen to the tune a little bit and use your ears. It's totally cool if you're like doing grades or like you're starting to read music. Sometimes people think about like reading music and playing by ear, so to speak, as if they were like musicians do one thing or the other. You can totally do both, man. Like, one will help the other and the other one will help the other one. You can't go wrong by doing both, man. So even if you're doing your grades and learning to read music, on this one I reckon just play by ear at first, get those basic chord grooves going. And hear where the stops and starts happen, that kind of stuff. Develop a bit of musicality, man. That'll help you so much when you're reading music as well. And then, yeah, the outro. Loads of that if you can. If not, just we'll get you going for now. And finish off with. Bomb, snare, drum and floor tom together at the end. Just a bit of fun. Let me know if this is useful, I hope so, and have some fun playing along with it, man. There's just so much joy to be had when you first pick up drumsticks and you can first get basic grooves going. Just doing this, like when I was a kid I used to do this for hours. I'd come home, I'd just stick on, even when I was a bit rubbish at playing the drums, you know, when I was just starting out, I'd put on Radio 1, I'd just play along the few beats that I knew, and you know, I think it's so cool just to be able to do this. We're so lucky as drummers to play this unpitched instrument, so you can do this. And if you think about it, like, you know, guitar, piano, trumpet, whatever, I mean, nothing against those instruments, I love those, play guitar and piano as well, but you can't just jam a song in this way. Like, you need to know what's going on a little bit, you need to know what the key is, what the chords are before you can play along on guitar. All right, we're doing a little bit of thinking about what the part is here, but basically you can jam along here, and even if you you know, there's a bit where you don't really know what it is, just keep the groove going. We're so lucky as drummers to be able to do this. Just put on music, jam along. I don't care if you're doing, you know, reading and doing all your grades. That's awesome to do. Not knocking that for a second. Love all that. But do this as well. Just put some tunes on by ear, get jamming along, see if you can get your head around some of the basic parts, and then as you play it over and over and over, you'll get a feel where it stops and starts. Just have a ton of fun, man. That's my best advice, I think. All right, take care. See you soon. Thanks a lot.